Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer. But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service. Thank you, DJ.
So Democrats are being called out by their own party for their behavior during President Trump's address to Congress.
That is how you save democracy, by quietly dissenting or bidding on an antique tea set. It was hard to tell what was going on.
I don't know who thought up the bingo signs, but they should be fired.
Michael, this is an indictment, in my opinion, on the Democratic leadership.
What we saw, the theatrics tonight in the chamber, are not being well received.
I will say, I think there were times when they should have risen. I think what Al Green did was despicable.
And even Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman expressed his disappointment, posting this on social media. It only makes Trump look more presidential and restrained. We're becoming the metaphorical car alarms that nobody pays attention to, and it may not be the winning message.
Joining us right now is the host of Piers Morgan Uncensored. He puts his name in every show he's on. Piers Morgan, great. So what do you think? What about Democrats against Democrats?
What do I think? Here's what I think. I think it was one. I was watching it live here in New York. I thought it was one of the most pathetic, petty, shameful things I've ever witnessed. And it went on and on and on. And, you know, back in the UK, we have Parliament. It gets very rowdy, very noisy. They all have a pop at each other. They lock horns. What you would never see is somebody like that 13-year-old boy, a brain cancer survivor, who's been through 12 surgeries, I think, who's being there, having his dream lived out on global television, and Donald Trump has facilitated that. Just get up and applaud that boy. The fact they couldn't even do that, I thought was just contemptible. I really did. And the Democrats have got to take a good, long, hard look at themselves, because the stupid signs, the not getting up for the poor families of these murdered people, the way they treated that boy, the walkouts, the silly Instagram stuff afterwards. Look at me, I didn't go in. This is the President of the United States speaking.
What's going on?
In the heart of politics. I think they've, honestly, Lawrence, they've lost the plot. The Democrats have lost the plot. They did not see this big win coming for Trump. in the election. They got completely wiped. They've lost all power. And they are scrabbling to work out what they do about this. And I think the key messages that Trump keeps ramming home, that America is no longer a woke country, and that secondly, he's the sort of pioneer of a revolution of common sense. They don't know what to do about this. I mean, on one hand, you've got them all in their pink gear, right, going on about women's rights. On the other, they won't applaud a president who wants to bring back equality and fairness to women's sport in America.
Piers, a lot of people can relate to this, though, that are Republicans or conservative, because if you support Trump, they hate you too.
Yeah.
And so this little boy, he's there. It's not about Trump at that moment. It's about this little boy, and Trump's just allowing him to be a Secret Service agent. We don't know how that child's family votes. They're from Houston.
But also that moment, Ainsley, I thought, when Trump invited him to the Oval Office with his family.
That's right.
And my little boy said, can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
That is the human side of Donald Trump, which we've all seen a lot of, right? I'm really pleased we're seeing more of that this time around, because that is what he can be about. And I think the Democrats have lost their sense of humanity. I mean, they just don't know what to do. It's extraordinary to watch.
Some on the left wasting no time criticizing Trump's joint address, refusing to even celebrate Trump honoring a child battling cancer.
This is disgusting. The president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that.
I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer, but I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide.
Fox News contributor Joe Concha joins us now. I mean, Joe, there were an hour and 40 minutes worth of political moments that Democrats could find a way to attack regarding this speech, but they chose to include the moment where a child with cancer who wants to be a police officer was honored. I mean, grasping at straws at best. What do you think?
13 years old, right, Carly? And as usual, the people paid 7 figures to provide, sober, objective analysis, are completely disconnected with the American public. CBS poll taken last night after the president's address, 76% approved of Trump's speech. Most viewers tuning in said it made them feel hopeful, proud, these are quotes, presidential, inspiring, and unifying. A big majority also called it entertaining. A CNN poll taken right after this address as well found nearly the same results. Nearly 7 in 10 viewers, 69%, had a positive reaction to the president's address last night. And the big takeaway, besides how comfortable and confident President Trump looked, was the Democrat reaction during the address on the other side of the aisle and by the media, like on MSNBC afterwards. I mean, we saw Democrats in that chamber holding up what looked like bingo card signs, interrupting, heckling, even walking out. Who is advising this party? Are they taking their own cues from Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace over at MSNBC? Because not a good idea. If this is the plan, it's a hot mess in a dumpster fire, and it shows why the Democratic Party right now is polling lower than it ever has in its history. No message, no solutions, just complaining, whining, and even, as you mentioned, criticizing Trump for honoring a 13-year-old cancer victim. I don't know. It shows once again that rock bottom does have a basement.
Joe, isn't everything you just said emblematic of a wider Democratic Party problem? The fact that without policy, they resort to pettiness.
That's the thing, right? When you see 45 senators, Todd, for example, vote against a bill that says biological men should not compete against biological women in sports, and every single senator on the Democratic side votes against that bill, that shows, okay, we are the resistance, but what's your solution? To allow men in women's locker rooms? And you could go down the line. How do you not applaud when border crossings are at an all-time low? How do you not applaud all the things the president has done in his first 6 weeks? You could disagree with a couple things, sure, but the way they are acting right now is like petulant children, and the party's not going to get anywhere or win any elections anytime soon if this is the posture.
I genuinely don't know how the Democrat Party recovers from this. They refuse to clap for Jocelyn Ungary. They also refuse to clap for the 13-year-old black kid who has terminal brain cancer. But you know what they did stand and clap for? When Trump mentioned how much we've sent to Ukraine.
With no end in sight, the United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense. With no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
I'm not understanding how y'all can hate Trump so much, but love the Democrats. And y'all love to call Trump racist. Y'all love that rhetoric. But what he did for that little boy, little DJ, man, that was honorable. That little boy that been through so much, they done laughed at him for wanting to be a police officer. But when Trump acknowledged him, did one Democrat stand up and applaud? And I'm so happy he was awarded the Secret Service Special ID. That little kid deserves it. He's a true hero and very courageous. I salute him. Too bad the party of tolerance and love couldn't do the same.
Normally I put up funny stuff in my videos and in my lives, and I usually don't do politics in my lives. But after last night's speech, I want to say something. I'm a Democrat. I served in the United States Navy, and I'm a Democrat. Did I always vote Democratic way? No. I voted for Obama because in the beginning I thought he was best for me and my nation and my family. I didn't vote for him the second term. And there was no way in hell I was going to vote for Hillary. I voted Trump. And there was no way in hell I was going to vote for Biden. But many people did, and he won the election. I'm going to say that right out. He won the election. But after what I seen last night, when the kid with brain surgery was announced, and not one Democrat stood up, I realized I'm not a Democrat. I'm a fucking Republican. As soon as I can, I'm going to be switching over from a Democrat to a Republican. Because I don't want to be associated with that fucking shit. How fucking disrespectful can you get? And I hope that all of the younger generation starts to see what I just witnessed. I hope for the next 30 years, it's fucking Republican. You lost me, Democrats. Farewell. Donald Trump, welcome to the office, and I respect you. Take care.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.